It's such a great habit to get into. Since I've had it in almost 4 years, I've never let it go below half a tank. I've never seen it below half a tank.
No, I bleed mine dry.
Yeah, I know you do. But that's what I'm saying. Usually I fill it up when it's just under 3/4 and it's $20. This time it was at 3/4 and it was $20. So I can tell that the prices are definitely jacked.
I put $20 in my tank and got just over a fourth of a tank.
Good Lord.
That ain't nice.
Grant you, I have like a 16-gallon tank in my car.
That's true.
And that fourth of a tank, it doesn't suck up gas because that fourth of a tank will last me.
$64.
Wow.
You don't know. You don't know. And just so
I do know. I drive every day.
And let's just get this out here. The gas prices have nothing to do with the president of the United States.
They have to do with a certain president's somewhere right now.
There's a certain president on this planet that's causing the prices to go up.
Yeah, ain't ours.
He's really being a dill hole.
Yeah.
If we're naming names, his name's Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, Putin. You ever heard of him? He's the reason why your gas prices are up, not our president. Stop getting mad at the wrong people, you farts. I wanted to say the other word, but I didn't.
Can't say that.
Can't say that on the air.
No.
But that's how I feel. Quit blaming Biden. He's done nothing. Even if the gas prices went up with Trump, really, it wouldn't have been his fault. But that's But wait, that's what I love about people who are saying, well, the gas prices weren't up with Trump, and they
had started going
but
up.
They always note those last 2 years. I'm like, bitches, we were in a pandemic. We weren't going nowhere. That's why the gas was so low.
I don't know.
But it wasn't that low.
Yeah.
It wasn't that low. It's been a lot lower.
It was at $2.20 a gallon when he left office. People were like, wow, that's good. And really, I count $2.20 a gallon as pretty good.
$2.20 a gallon was great. But again, I point out it's because we weren't doing much.
Exactly.
So that's
no one
part
was
of the
working.
That's part of the reason. Or they were working from home. Like they didn't get into their cars. There's a reason why.
Except for people like me.
Those were the days.
Still had to go. Yeah, those were the days. Unfortunately. But
no, I never got to take advantage of that. I never worked remotely.
Me neither.
You can't cook seafood remotely.
Or fill prescriptions remotely.
I can type in prescriptions remotely though.
And that's really all you do.
I type in fill.
You could have done that?
No, she does type in fill. So
I type in fill.
Although you could have through an email system told them told the other techs how to fill them, what to fill them, what to fill.
Well, so what I think they should have done.
That's what they could have done.
Was they should have half and half us. Half people go to work for take a week. So you work in store this week, I'll work at home.
Yeah.
And then switch the next week.
And
they would have had to remotely access all of our computers to do the data entry part. And they can't tell me they can't do that because they actually are hiring people to do that because some of the states are still so stretched, and especially stretched for people, that they have techs at home doing data entry for multiple stores at home.
Lord
so they
Jesus.
can't tell me they can't do it.
I think that's one phenomenon I feel like is probably driving up prices too, because I know there are remote workers who are under the radar working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
So I feel like that might be one thing that's kind of driving up prices, because remote working is also letting people relocate. So I know. I mean,
some people are having to work 2 jobs because things are so expensive they don't have choices.
Yeah, but I'm talking specifically about tech workers, people who do computer programming, who make 6-figure salaries, but they take another 6-figure salary under the radar, and they can handle it. It's good for them for the sake that they can pay off their student loans and really pad their bank account. But it's also kind of you're taking a good job out of the market when one job for you is more than good enough.
Yeah.
That's probably, I would think that would be one reason, since you're kind of consolidating a salary into one person. And I also know that I'm trying to get I'm just looking at renewals around town, and I know that the landlord at my mom's complex, she had somebody fill out the application. And she said, hey, it's $1,300 to $1,500. Is that in your price range? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm from California. That sounds great. It's because there's so many transplants coming in, too.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
That's facts. Yeah. Why does everybody want to move here? You're jacking up our prices, folks.
I don't know. I really don't understand, because I feel like Tennessee has had a lot of transplants.
It has.
Like,
I can't say anything. I'm technically considered a transplant.
Yeah, but I mean,
you're jacking up our prices.
You weren't part of like the Great Migration.
No, you weren't. Not during all like
the great transplant.
Yeah,
I was not long after the Katrina one.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, you didn't. But you didn't come here from Katrina.
That was out of necessity.
But you didn't come here from Katrina. You came here for after school.
Yeah, but I mean, it was shortly after. I wasn't like excessively.
It was like 5 years. That's a good distance.
Well, but I mean, a lot of people came up here from Louisiana.
No, I know they
Katrina.
did.
Like,
yeah,
hell of a lot of transplants.
Yeah, I know they did, but you weren't one of them. You came after.
They relocated around a lot of the South, though. Was it?
They
I don't
did.
know if it was specifically Tennessee.
There was a large chunk who came to Tennessee.
Mississippi got the biggest crunch of it, but yeah, a lot came to Tennessee and Alabama.
Yeah.
Obviously,
this is like a lot of like Texas, West Coast people just coming to Tennessee. I guess they might be fleeing like sort of climate change induced wild weather out there, maybe in a certain way.
Well, there are plenty of wildfires.
Yeah, I mean,
can you imagine having like they basically have
they have seasons marked wildfire.
I was just about you just took the words out of my mouth. They basically have wildfire season out there.
Yeah, and it's like it's increased
hurricane season.
But hurricane's a natural thing.
And it's also like the wildfire season has increased by like 2 months since the 80s.
Wow. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like hurricanes, you have a season because that's when winds and weather start to pick up in that area. We're in the winter here because that's when it gets cold.
Yeah,
and
but
snow.
same for them. It's just when it's more likely to happen.
But wildfires is so bad. It's like it gets so dry that fires are going to start all of a sudden.
Right.
You sneeze, and then it's like
during this season,
and the cost of living.
Yeah,
out there.
The environmental things are more likely to happen.
If you sneeze, and then it's like, what happened to Mary Reeser? What was that called?
She spontaneously combusted.
Spontaneous combustion. You just blow up.
You've been struggling with words today.
I wish we were I was making a video earlier tonight, and the video itself, it was only supposed to be. When I edit it, it will probably be about 4 or 5 minutes, but it's like almost 15 minutes because I spent a good 3 or 4 minutes trying to think of a word that I couldn't.
Trying to think of spontaneous.
Spontaneous was the word. No. It was. Was it suspicious?
Suspicious.
No, maybe suspicious.
Spontaneous.
Superstitious.
That was the word. Superstitious. And I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't think of the word. And it took a good 4 minutes.
And he hollered at me, and I was in the other room watching a show and couldn't hear it.
No,
superstitious ain't the way, Todd.
No, it ain't. Well, because I was talking about because it was today on Sunday. It's a obscure holiday called Open Your Umbrella in the House Day. And I was trying to say, listen, I'm not
fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, listen, I'm not and I was trying to say superstitious person, but I could not think of superstitious. And then I even walked into.
Let's not do that in 2022.
I already did. I did it twice in the back room.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
I did it twice in the studio, so sorry. But yeah, then there was that. And then, I came to you, and I even actually stood in the room and hollered at you and said, hello, and you still stared at your phone. That's another problem I think you need to work on, is being able to pull yourself away from your phone when someone's talking to you.
Look, I just can't hear. You weren't, like, in the room. You were to the side of me. I don't hear well to the side. Like, you have to be in front of me.
Okay. Sniffs.